the 4 areas that I'm going to cover. I reckon most salespeople are very soft. I reckon that most salespeople are actually too polite. I mentioned I've got a few shake of the heads here. I think that too many salespeople take no as an answer too easily. All kinds of things, but they're lacking courage. Point number 2. I reckon that most salespeople, or the 15% that are not sales pros, actually don't find real pain, or they don't find real needs, and because they get a bit nervous, they go straight into the presentation trap, which is telling the customer how marvelous they are. And that's called a spray and pray machine gun approach. It doesn't work. Getting to understand the buyer's process. We know that the buyer has become increasingly over the years sophisticated and a lot more discerning and a lot tougher. I would suggest 4 years ago, where did the power lie? With the salesperson in terms of controlling conversations, or buyers? A couple of years ago, I would suggest the power lay with the salespeople, because they could control things through good questions. But today, the buyer is a lot tougher. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make is we don't get to understand what makes that buyer tick. What turns them on, what turns them off? What are they looking for? Are they in the evaluative stage where they're just checking around and looking for quotes so they can benchmark you? Or are they ready to buy? Do we ask those questions? Or do we just hold thumbs? And that's why I'm saying these questions need to be provocative. I was going to, when I did this yesterday, this little slideshow, I was going to write in there cheeky, but I thought, no, that's not the right word. We don't want salespeople being cheeky. But I'm saying bordering on cheeky, between provocative and cheeky. Asking the tough questions. And finally, the failure to develop meaningful business relationships. I reckon what's quite frightening that's happening these days is we get the deal and we then pray that it's going to kind of continue for a couple of years. It costs 3.5 times to find a new prospect than it costs to service an existing one. So customers are expensive to lose. And what do we do to develop and continue meaningful business relationships? Customer retention is what it's all about.